Good morning. I was going to make a video of me making this bread. I kind of already got stuff out, so it didn't take so long. And this is the flour that I like for this recipe. It tastes the best, and it gets the best texture. And I have tried many flours, believe me. Okay, so what I do for the, here's my, and it has not been fed this morning. Doesn't need to be because you're about to give it a bunch of flour. And I don't measure, I just say like, oh, there. Big old blob in there. And then I add enough water to make 2 cups. And I know that's not hot, it's just lukewarm, it's easier to pour. And then I stir this all up. Then I do the dry yeast. Let that sit on there. Then I put my salt in my flour, and I don't use as much salt as the recipe called for, and I think I may have knocked it down in the one I sent you because it just seemed too salty with the Parmesan in it. But if you're not putting Parmesan, you might want more salt. So, stir this up. Because it has such a long rise time, you don't really need to wait for the yeast to activate. You just want to get it mixed in real well. And nothing here is really measured out except for the flour and salt. Everything else I just kind of add what I want. So I kind of keep stirring this, and I put about half of it in. And stir this up real well until I have a nice shaggy dough. And the big thing is with this recipe, if you do all your stirring and get it mixed really well, you don't have to do any kneading later. So, might seem like overkill, but I go until I don't have any loose flour left and it's all kind of incorporated and shaggy. And normally I wouldn't put my ingredients in little bowls, but I figured for this video it would be easier. I usually just dump it. So, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? It's a nice shaggy dough. Maybe if I turn on another light. I don't have many lights here. So I don't see any more pockets of dry flour by itself. So I have figured out that if I add in my add-ins now, so I have fresh rosemary from my garden, and Parmesan, put it all in, the heck. And then my smushed up roasted garlic. I think the recipe called for 1 to 3 tablespoons or something. I just put quite a bit in because it's roasted garlic. And then I get this incorporated well before I add the rest of the liquid. I used to do it the other way and add this last, and it makes it really hard to mix it in. So if you mix it in before you add the water, things go much smoother. I'm sure you can hear my chickens in the background. They're just kind of wild bush chickens. They're all over the island. And the roosters crow all day and all night. So that's pretty well mixed up. So then I add the second half of this. Get this all mixed in. And this dough is stickier when you put it up to rise than your general bread dough that you've kneaded until it's elastic. And see it starts to pull away from the sides. Find you could use your hands if you want to, but as you know, then you've got to get all that crap out from under your fingernails. So I keep it going until it's nice and well mixed. There's still some dry stuff in the bottom. Still wants to stick to the spoon. Once it's all well mixed in, generally it stops sticking to everything. But the better you mix it in the beginning, the nicer your loaf will come out. But you don't have to do any kneading later. And I have at this point, if it's a little sticky, like too sticky, I'll just sprinkle some flour on it. Spoon. Then if I have any big garlic sticking out of the top, I try to tuck that in, just so it's in the middle. And I think it's a little sticky, so. And then what I let it do is I let it sit like that for a couple minutes to just let it relax because it's getting really stiff. And then I just give it a couple more stirs, and then I just cover it with a handy dandy free shower cap from a hotel. And I put mine in the fridge, and I probably won't cook this until tomorrow evening, probably about 2 hours before I go to dinner, which is what I'm making it for. But I could cook it in the morning, or I could leave it out on the counter. Here, it's only going to be about 6 hours, and it wouldn't be as sour as I like. But at your house, you'd probably have to leave it out closer to 12 hours on the counter. And then you just shape it. I cut mine in half and make 2 smaller loaves. Usually because I keep one and give one to someone. But this time I'll probably just make one big loaf since it's going to a dinner party thing. Hope that wasn't too boring. Have fun.